Hello, thank you for tuning in to this telecast. My name is Dejolaya. This is the Diaspora panel, the voice of the diaspora. I am based in Dublin. I have with me Mr. Ademola Adisa, who is based in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be here.
I also have Mr. Olalawal based in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you are also welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And also my very good friend, politician, who is based in America, Mr. Ola Itan Adedigba. You are also welcome. We can hear you. You are muted.
Unmute yourself again.
Unmute.
Okay.
Hello.
It's my pleasure being here this afternoon.
Okay, thank you very much. So, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to all our new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And I want to encourage you, if you are one of our subscribers, if you are one of our viewers, you've not yet subscribed, please click that button. It means that anytime we do a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. And we thank all those who commented. We want to see your comments, and we promise that we will respond to all your comments as soon as we can. So if you can share this video, please, and all other videos that we've done, please, we'll be very happy so that other people can also benefit from it. So without wasting your time, let me go straight into our topic of today. We are going to discuss the scuffle between Dangote Refinery and Pengasan. So Pengasan is the Association of Oil and Gas Workers, the Senior Association of Oil and Gas Workers in Nigeria. So they have turned off the supply of gas and oil and crude oil to Dangote Refinery because they said that Dangote fired about 800 workers. So because of that, they said they're going to make sure that Dangote Refinery is paralyzed. Now, we know that Dangote is the main, in fact, is the only petroleum company that is refining oil in Nigeria now. The government has 3 oil refineries that have been run aground. This is the refinery that is now processing petrol, supplying petrol to Nigeria, supplying petrol to West Africa, supplying petrol to other parts of the world, and even bringing dollars in. Nigeria has now stopped importing oil. All that wastage of money by buying, by paying in dollars, all that is now thing of the past. So it's a win-win situation for Nigeria. So Dangote Refinery is like a national asset. And we understand that these people in Pengasan and that they are being teleguided by some oil cartels, especially in Western Europe and America, because the coming of Dangote Refinery has changed the dynamics in the oil sector. Nigeria has now turned from being a petroleum importer to a net exporter, which has disrupted the trade. So we understand that these people are being sponsored by international cartels. So, Demola, I'm going to start with you. Do you not think that this action of Pengasan can rubbish all the gains of Bola Tinubu government in the last 2 years?
Okay, thank you, Deji. The action of Pengasan and other players in the oil sector, especially the trade unions and the petrol owners, Petronas. You talk about Nupeng, you talk about NATO. All these people have revealed themselves, their true color about their interest in Nigeria. All along, we'll be crying that Nigeria is being brought down by cabals. But the cabals are now opening themselves. They are now exposing themselves. You see them in the coalition, bundle themselves into the coalitions, and now you are seeing them in the union, in the labor unions. These are the problem of Nigeria all along. These are the people that doesn't make Nigeria work. They are now exposing themselves. And it's high time the present administration treat them as they are. They are saboteurs. They don't have the interests of Nigerians or the common man at heart. They are selfish, they are self-centered, they are dubious, and they lack anything good, and they don't want anything good for Nigeria other than for themselves. Pengasa are being the core of NNPC failure, and this is because either they produce or not, they are still being retained. For how many years? For 10 years or so that NNPC doesn't work. Not a single Pengasan staff are being laid off.
Mm.
In a private organization, can this be done? You don't produce, you don't do anything, and you're still earning. Where is the money coming from? It's from me and you.
Mm.
So these people are not in the interest of the workers. They are not interest of Nigeria, and they are not interest of anything good of to come out of this administration. They are allying with dubious politicians, all these people that are fraudulent and corrupt. They are the ones that encourage the subsidy, and they will want it to come back because they are the ones that are fattening themselves on it. The item all Nigerians rise up and fight against it. They are not fighting Dangote. They are fighting the common man. They are not fighting the interest of the common man. They are destroying the interest of Nigeria and the interest of the common man. They don't want Nigeria or the people to come out of these pains and problems. So, to me, this is not acceptable.
Thank you.
And they are collaborating with foreign oil companies because they are the one that will benefit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Demola. So, Shukwa, let me come to you. So, first of all, when Dangote Refinery started, the first thing they said was that the oil being produced is substandard. So Dangote now came out and showed us the oil. In fact, the Dangote's oil is the best in the world. The Americans are buying it now. After that, they flatly refused to lift oil. They flatly refused to buy from him. They were getting new licenses from NNPC. They were still importing oil, fuel from Malta. So Dangote then started to sell its fuel to other West African countries and then to America and to other places. And then eventually Dangote now added 1+1 and knew that some interests are bent on collapsing his company. So he bought about 4,000 trucks to distribute his fuel. Then he said, no, he cannot distribute it. They're telling him that he cannot distribute his own product. They fought on that, he won. Then after that, they now came back and said, okay, all the people you employed, they must be part of Pengasan. And Dangote said, well, so it's all left to them. If they want to be part of Pengasan, they can be part of Pengasan, but you cannot force them to be Pengasan. Now, some of these people have decided to be Pengasan. And Dangote said, okay, this is my company. This is my business. I don't want people who want to be part of any kind of labor or any kind of pressure group. So because of that, I am moving you from refinery to Dangote sugar. But they're now saying, no, you cannot move them to Dangote. You cannot. So they are trying this. We have a labor union that is trying to control the operation of a private company. They can do that in NNPC, which is a government-owned. Do you think Pengasan is right, Shupo?
Thank you very much. And I hope all Nigerians are listening, because what Pengasan is doing strikes to the core of Nigeria's ability to be recognized as a reliable energy producer. Just a few weeks ago, India basically called off the US's bluff and signed an
Can you talk a
agreement.
bit louder, please?
Yes. So just a few weeks ago, India called off the US's bluff, okay, for the tariffs that were being imposed on them. And they made a strategic decision to source their energy needs from Nigeria. Though, you can say it's cruel, but all of these issues strikes to the core of Nigeria's ability to be seen as a reliable energy producer. So reliable meaning we don't have all of these issues, up to date down tomorrow. If we commit to producing, and reaching a particular target, that we will be able to actually carry through our contractual obligations. What Pengasan is doing strikes to the very, very core of that, because what it's going to do is it's going to shake customer confidence, and then they may end up looking elsewhere. I think it is important to say that a union has no contractual standing to dictate operations for any company. I think if we all as Nigerians don't want this refinery to eventually be the same as Warri, Port Harcourt, and Kaduna, the actions of Pengasan need to be very heavily curtailed. As an organization, they can fight for things that will be good for their members. Maybe more training, better pay, better working conditions. That should be their focus. The refinery is free to, it's a private business. They are free to hire whoever they think, and they're free to run their organizations, their business, whatever way they want, as long as they meet local labor standards. So that is what is important. If they are really honest about their true intentions, that it is all about the welfare of employers, of their members, then there are good ways to negotiate that. They can negotiate for better training, better working conditions, better pay, and all of that. But it is very, very clear that the core of what they are doing is to sabotage this refinery, and that sabotage will only be beneficial to foreign interests.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Paul. Lighton,
Yep.
you have been in politics. You know what politics is like. We have a country that started, in 2023 under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu with a lot of minuses. When the fuel subsidy was removed and the foreign exchange sabotage, what's it called, was removed.
Yeah.
There was a lot of problems. The naira went to about 1,900. All the foodstuff went over the roof. Everything was scattered. 2 years down the line, this government, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has been able to put everything together. And we have now turned that corner. We're just looking at the light now at the end of the tunnel. Our currency has now stabilized, and in fact, it's going down. It's appreciating now. There's oil in Nigeria. There's no more queue. Oil is everywhere. Nigeria has stopped importing petroleum. We are now exporting. In fact, we are exporting to America. So foodstuffs have started going downwards. They're getting cheaper. So when you look at all the indices, the inflationary rate has fallen down to below 20 for the first time in about 7 years. When you look at the macro index, you can see that the country is turning round the bend. We are now going towards self-reliance. Is this the best time for somebody or to an organization to disrupt the entire system? Because when you say you are not supplying gas to petroleum, to Dangote, you are not supplying oil. If you are not supplying gas, their power electricity will shut down. Number two is that if they are not receiving crude from NNPC, what crude are they going to process? So is this the best time for these people to do this?
My only advice to the Pengasan is they should be careful not to throw away the bath water with the child. Pain bath. Already in Nigeria, we are having a ease of whole situation. Everything is coming down gradually, right? Or compared to 2 years ago, when everybody are crying wolves and us. But we are adjusting gradually, and by 2027, by the grace of God, Nigeria will be okay for it. But the question is, people who, wherever they are in Nigeria, they always believe that they have the monopoly of, using it to terrorize, to sell benefits. Why should Pengasan become a law to themselves. So somebody employ you. I know what it means for a three-party agreement for human capital development in any organization, but why are they bigger than the country? The interest of the country should be paramount at the back of their mind. Not that you want to turn off the crude oil supply to Dangote, right? I think is Dangote alone going to be affected, or the whole nation, or the whole world, so to say, that they are buying jet fuel, buying all this fuel from Dangote all over Europe, all over to America, right? But people normally believe that, okay, we are here, we should use it to our own benefit, and what nobody can call us to question. Like the petroleum tanker they normally do in Lagos, they will downsize. When they want, I remember when Lagos State government said they should leave the road. They are causing log jam in all the roads in Apapa. They said they are not going to lift oil for the country again. They always do that. I don't know. Is unchristening, is on polish, is on civilized for you to be using your whatever you have to be making sure that you oppress others, right? Because you are called to question, right? As a matter of fact, the question, the situation in the country, we have Dangote too. They have some blames, right? I see no reason why you should be employing the Indians when Nigerians we have a lot of Nigerians who are capable to work over there, right? So even the indigenous of Lagos State, they should be gainfully employed there. Maybe 45% of the indigenous.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Lighton, thank you so much.
Welcome.
I don't want us to discuss that one for now.
Okay.
So, Demola, let me come back to you. And this is going to be your own second and last question. So, I was listening to a TV program where the president of Pengassan, I don't know whether it's a president, his name is something of Sifo. He came in and he was talking, so was showing Kumaloyi's program. And he was talking about Dangote. And if you see the kind of animosity he was showing against Dangote, he was saying that Dangote used Nigeria's money to build this refinery, this, is that. And I was just, is this kind of is this a personal vendetta? And even if you don't like Dangote, we are talking about Nigeria here. So, Demola, the question I want to ask you is, do you think that this labor organization called Pengassan have overstayed, they have
usefulness, overstayed their usefulness?
Yeah, they're no longer useful. And I think, like Abacha did in those days, that this organization should be proscribed. We don't need them anymore. Because if Dangote has sacked his workers, the workers can go to court. They can go to court. That's what the courts are for. Why do you have to use double justice and say, yes, you are putting a roadblock? You can no longer pass. You can't receive gas. You cannot receive why? Demola?
Crude oil.
Now, thank you, Deji. No organization or any country can do without change. Change is very essential, and that is the sign of progress. If you remain on the same time doing the same thing all over the years without any change, then you will be on the status quo, you will be so stable, and you will not progress. That is not progress. When you stay in one place, that you are not moving, you are not progressing. Even you may start to be retarding. And that is exactly what is happening. Change is here. You have to adapt it. The British, during Margaret Thatcher, the labor union in Britain have to adapt to Thatcher, and their powers were curbed. And that is why Britain was able to revive itself. There is no country that does not undergo change, even in America. So for you to resist, that means you don't want progress for Nigeria. just for your own selfish interest. You have been doing all these things, the same thing over the years, and the country is down. Now, a new change is happening. Things are changing for good, and you are not happy because it's not favoring you. Because you are the problem. You are being identified as the problem, and you need to be eliminated. The power of these unions need to be overseen by the National Assembly. They are not in protecting the interests of the workers. When you are bringing Nigeria down because you do the subsidy change, because of your own safety, because of what you are receiving, and without giving the workers any benefit, they have been collecting billions and billions over the years. There is nothing to show for it. They are collaborating with all these politicians and all these looters to disrupt everything because they want the same. All this is because they don't want the present government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to succeed. They don't want progress for Nigeria before 2027 because they knew that if the rate at which this present government is doing continue to 2027, it will be a landslide victory for APC. So it's a political undertone. It's not neighbor. It's nothing to do with the interest of the common man.
Thank you.
It's the interest of all these cabals and their tools, which are the unions, to continue to destroy Nigeria and bring Nigeria back to its name.
Thank you, Demola. Thank you, Demola. That's a very strong words, and I really enjoyed what you said. So let me come to you, Shupo. So we have a situation where you have problem with Dangote. You are not asking workers in NNPC to down tools. Does it look like, does it add up? You are fighting with Dangote Refinery. You're now asking workers in NNPC, don't work. What does that tell you? Are we dealing with the same people?
No, and it looks like we're dealing with union officials who don't seem to understand the limits of their own constitutional powers, as a labor union. If you have disagreements with an organization or you think your members who work in a particular refinery have been unfairly treated, go to court. Go to court. But what you are now doing is more or less jungle justice. You are now
it's terrorism.
turning off.
It's terrorism.
It's economic terrorism.
Yeah.
You are now actually turning off. So you are using the fact that you are employed by another organization who has contractual obligations to this refinery to deliver certain products to actually now turn off. I mean, whoever made that decision, in my mind, should face the consequences, to be very honest. I mean, again, if their interest is in the welfare of their members, there are many ways to do it. You can ask for more training, you can ask for better pay, you can ask for a lot of things. And you can actually, I think a lot of unions don't also understand this. Because one of the things that I've actually heard, and this is not only in Nigeria, this is across a lot of countries in Africa, West Africa precisely, that one of the reasons why many of these companies are not hiring locally is because a lot of the local workers are not honest. They always engage in activities to sabotage their employers. And in a critical operation like this, you cannot afford to have employees who will not work in the best interest of the organization. And Dangote, as I've read in some of the responses, is not saying he's not going to hire local workers. He's saying he needs trained and experienced foreign labor to stabilize operations. So if Pengassan really wants more Nigerian workers, fight, for example, to have more Nigerians hired, for example, to shadow these foreign expatriates, for a period of time, over which they can now take over operations. I mean, those are, but this is economic terrorism. And I hope the federal government of Nigeria will not take this lightly, will set the right example so that these type of issues will not happen again.
Thank you so much. Lighton, very quickly. If Dangote's lifeline is disconnected from crude oil supply, disconnected from gas supply. In fact, if they have the opportunity, they will disconnect Dangote from oxygen. If they have their chance. So if this happens, what kind of effect do you think it will have on Nigeria?
The Nigerians, we have to realize that a lot of things are at stake with the Dangote intrusion into the Nigerian economy, petroleum economy. A lot of participants in that sector, they are stuck out. They will be stuck out. And these are the people ganging up now. They are using themselves. They are connect. My enemy is connecting my enemy. Dangote's enemy. They are connecting Dangote's enemy. They are connecting Dangote's enemy. They are connecting Dangote's enemy. So all of them, they are all patched up affairs, right? So they don't want to look at it. They don't want to look at the larger interest, but their own interest. That okay, we are not contented. We are not contented with Dangote. Then, since we are not contented with him,
my question to you is: how will this affect Nigeria? If Dangote Refinery shuts down now, what effect would you think it would have on Nigeria?
It will have a bad effect on Nigeria. Already, Nigeria, we have been giving a sigh of relief that we are having petroleum. Like before, we always queue on the road. On the road everywhere, byway, highways, everywhere. Spending 5 days, 4 days, right? Economy was at comatose, right? People are not productive because the time they are supposed to be at their work, they'll be using it to kill. So it will have a bad effect. It will have a multiplier effect on Nigeria. That the sector that is now growing up, that all over the world they are now patronizing Dangote. Not only that, the forest we are Nigerians, the exporters, importers of petroleum subsidy they are using is no more. They are no more buying the forex like before. So it's a terrible situation for Nigeria if Dangote have to pack up in Nigeria.
Yeah,
so that Dangote must leave, and it's a collective affair, and everybody, all hands must be on deck to support him. Right?
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. So we come to the end of today's deliberation. Okay, it looked like Demola wants to have something to say.
Yes, just a little bit. Look, the oil sector is the backbone of Nigeria economy. And it is this on base that everything relies on.
Yes.
Our economy, our education, our defense, our agriculture, all this rely on the oil economy.
Yes.
Destroying this sector is to destroy Nigeria. And we should not allow it to happen.
Thank you very much. And in support of what Emola just said, I think that the action of Pengassan is actually not directed at Dangote. What they are trying to do is to pull this government down. They are backed by these international oil cartels. We know that since Dangote has started this refinery, our imports from Europe, from North America, are stopped. We have stopped importing fuel. We have now started to export fuel. Dangote's refinery has disrupted the international order. It's bringing a new order. Nigeria is now growing. Our economy is growing. So what they are trying to do is to frustrate Dangote, to bring down this refinery so that we can go back to importing oil from them. And then we can bring back the oil subsidy and do that for another 20 years. And that is why I am asking the federal government of Nigeria to proscribe Pengassan. They have outlived their purpose. They no longer should be there, and nobody wants them. If anybody is aggrieved in Dangote Refinery, they can go to court. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to thank you to Mr. Olatunde all the way from America. Thank you so much for coming to this meeting.
Yes, thanks for having me today.
And Mr. Lolawal from Canada, thank you so much for coming to this meeting.
Thank you for having me.
And my very good friend in the UK, Mr. Ademola Disa, the only Hausa Fulani among us today. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you so much, Nigerian.
To all our viewers, I want to say thank you so much for viewing, and we hope to see you again next week. God bless you. Goodbye.